Hello, boys and girls. It's Happy Friday. That's our F for Friday. So today's the last day of Earth Week that we're celebrating. So I thought we would start with a book called The First Forest. Let's go through our parts of our book. Why don't we? I'm going to turn this a little bit. There we go. So we've got front cover, back cover, spine. I take my finger and I underline the title. I take my same finger and I circle one time the author. This author is John Gile. I believe I'm pronouncing his name right. Now I'm going to circle this twice. And that's the illustrator. And this is illustrated by a person named Tom Heflin. Can you tell me the difference between the author and the illustrator? I'm hoping you're saying that the author writes the words and the illustrator draws the pictures. And this, as we know, is the book jacket to keep everything nice and safe. There is no call number on this book or barcode labeled for me to show you because it's one of Mrs. Nielsen's book from a long time ago. So let's see if I can figure out how to get my page all the way in there. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's a winter scene, boys and girls. It says, if you ever wonder in winter when you walk in the snow, why some trees stand naked while cold north winds blow. Have you ever thought about why trees lose their leaves? Come with me and visit a woodland I know where the first trees were made long, long ago. Beautiful page, isn't it? To get there, just place your hands over your eyes and imagine a tree any shape, any size. A muscular monster in leafy disguise, or a short, chubby shrub with a prickly surprise. Then imagine another and do it again. Keep imagining trees just as fast as you can. Can you imagine trees? This is like our meditation when we do our singing bowl, right? Close your eyes and think about all the different trees that you can imagine. Tall ones and short ones and fat ones and skinny ones that we see at Christmas time, maybe during the winter time, or those big leafy ones that we're going to be seeing soon in the summer. All different ones, huh? Flowering ones too, right? So long before you arrive, if you follow my plan, in the first forest where all the tree making began. Oh, look, there's a man. And there's all different types of trees. The tree maker, now we know who that man was, made the first trees with great care, with their roots in the ground and their limbs in the air. He gave them strong trunks and green clothes to wear, and made certain that all that they needed was there. There's are those strong roots in the ground, right? And here's the trunk. And these are the branches, or we can call them limbs. And look at all that fine greenery that tree has. It looks awfully happy. There's a little bunny hutch there. He let each tree choose what it would become, a spruce or a maple, a pine or a plum. There were hundreds of choices they could pick from, and each choice was sure to be pleasing to some. Oh, so they could just choose to be like, this is our let me think. That's an oak. No, or is that a maple? Oh, Mrs. Nielsen, sugar maple. I think that's a maple. We've got some fruits on this one. Pine cone there. I'm trying to think. Boy, my brain is not working today, boys and girls. And you're going, yeah, that's most days, Mrs. Nielsen. The tree maker saw that his forest was good and was pleased as his trees share their new brotherhood. Oh, look at everybody's getting along. It's beautiful cardinal there. He helped each tree learn how to grow as it should, changing water and sunlight and soil into wood. See? Little acorns are shooting up into trees, seeds. Each day in the forest was happy and peaceful. As each day each tree grew more stately and graceful. All the beautiful different trees. It's a beautiful, happy place. Till one day, greed, all spiteful and hateful, created a scene nothing short of disgraceful. If the sun makes me grow, some heard one tree say, I'll be biggest and best if I catch every ray. So he stretched out his limbs and shoved away others, and the peace of the forest. So he stretched out his limbs and shoved others away, and the peace of the forest was ended that day. I knew I had a rhyme there. Have you been catching the rhyme? Yes. So he decided that he needed all the sun. Couldn't share it anymore. Is that a good idea, do you think? Oh my. Well, this is a different picture. Soon other trees followed that tree's lead like sheep. They pushed and they shoved, making wounds that went deep. Broken limbs and dead leaves were knocked off in a heap. It was so sad it made the willow trees weep. Have you ever heard of a weeping willow tree? Trees that have all the branches that kind of hang down. Beautiful. When the tree maker came to his forest that night, his beautiful trees were an ugly sight. They were twisted and bare and shaking with fright, except for a few that stayed out of the fight. Even the moon looks sad about everything that's happened. The sight of the mess made the tree maker mad, but the plight of his trees made the tree maker sad. His heart broke in two, he felt so bad when he thought of the beauty his trees once had. He was very sad and mad that the trees would behave like that. What do you think he'll do? Slowly, he started to clean up the mess that changed his woods into wilderness. He chased away greed and selfishness and bound up each wound with tenderness. He's showing them kindness, isn't he? Then the tree maker did what was hardest of all. He punished the trees that took part in the brawl. He ruled that the selfish ones, big and small, would lose every leaf from their limbs every fall. So he made them lose their leaves in the fall. Do we know about some trees that lose their leaves? He rewarded the trees that stayed calm and serene while others were being selfish and mean, with a promise that they would remain evergreen through summer and winter and seasons between. So that's why evergreen trees are always green. Coniferous trees, we call these coniferous trees, they stay green all year long. Whereas the trees that lose their leaves, those are called deciduous. Did you know that? So we're explaining why some trees stay green and some trees lose their leaves. These weren't fighting, so they were rewarded. And the other ones, they're being taught a lesson, huh? That's why in winter, when you walk in the snow, some trees stand stark naked while the cold north winds blow. But each spring, the tree maker lets his love show when he gives back their beauty and makes new leaves grow. pretty, isn't it? Have you seen any rainbows yet? Gotta catch it when it's raining. So here's a note from the author, and we had a lot of these, and I think this one's an important one. It says, a note from the author on the first forest. Briefly stated, what I want children and adult readers to come away with is a more generous, trusting, and sharing spirit. The first forest reminds us that greed and selfishness are harmful, and that peace and harmony flow from an attitude of grateful appreciation for gifts. We receive and respect for the need and right of others to share in those gifts also. So, what he's saying here is that he wanted to give us a lesson about how to behave in life. That being greedy or selfish or, saying mine, that doesn't lead to peace and happiness. We need to think about how we can share things with each other, how we can go about being friends with each other. Just because somebody has something and you want it doesn't mean that you have the ability just to take it. And we should only be taking what we need so that everybody can have some of everything. So think about that. In what ways can we, my dog is barking, I'm sorry. In what ways can we share with one another and realize that it's not always about us, that we have to give in order to receive. Okay, so you guys have a wonderful weekend. I'm so happy that you're enjoying these stories. I hope that you are. Some people have sent me pictures or made comments. I love it. I saw Lyric watching it. Her mom sent a picture of her watching the video. And I've heard from other parents who've sent me little texts here and there, and that really warms my heart. It makes me feel good. So I hope you all enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Stay in. I wish you health and happiness. Okay? Love you. See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile.